So now our plying mat is 2.5 feet wide and 6 feet long, and it's time to finish it off. The first thing we need to do to finish it off is to create a border. So I've just completed the last stitch along the short side, and now we're going to go along the long side. So what we'll do is we'll find the next gap along the long side that we haven't gone into. We'll yarn over, pull through the one loop on our hook, yarn over a second time, and pull through both loops on our hook. So again, to add a new stitch on the border, we'll find the next loop, yarn over, pull through the one loop, yarn over a second time, and pull through both loops. So again, this is the stitch we just went into, so we'll go right here, since it's the next one, and keep doing the same stitch all the way to the next corner. Yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over a second time, and pull through both loops. And we'll keep creating the border until we're back at the side that we just finished, over here, and at the other corner of it. So now we're at the last corner of the border, but this time, instead of going around the border, we're going to take the foam ball out, because this is it. So what we'll do is we'll find the next knot, and then we'll gently tug at it until it starts to loosen. Then all we have to do is just pull the front onto. But now we have a tail of fun, and we don't really want that. So what we'll do is we'll grab onto the end of this fun with a hook, we'll twist it a little, and then we'll pull it through the last loop on our hook, which will create a knot. And then all we have to do is weave in the end. And you can use a hook for this, but you don't really need to. All we'll do is we'll just pull the fun through random holes in the bedroll. So that way it's harder to take out or unravel. And we'll keep weaving in the end until we can't weave it anymore. So now it's time to add our straps. What we're going to have is one carrying strap on the one side and two tying straps on the other. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold our bedroll in half and measure each third. Measure at the 1/3 mark and the 2/3 mark. So for me, they're right here. So what I'm going to do is add a paper clip. Though you can use a regular paper clip or stitch marker if you like. And mark these two stitches that are 1/3 and 2/3 of the way. And then what I'm going to do is fold the bedroll in half. We'll keep the bedroll folded and measure the 1/3 length and 2/3 length on the other side. So now it's time to start the carrying strap. This strap is going to be started off the bedroll, and we're going to start making it by making a chain of 50 stitches. So now our chain of 50 stitches is finished, and it's time to add the second row of our carrying strap. So we're going to do that just the same way we added the second row on the bedroll. Add a turning stitch, go into the second loop, and then keep doing single stitches until you're at the end of the row. So now I'm on the last stitch of the second row of my strap, but instead of going on to the third row right away, I'm going to attach it to the bedroll. So I'm just going to put it in one of the marked stitches. This one's the one right next to the corner, but it doesn't really matter what you do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slip stitch, where I just yarn over and then pull that yarn through everything. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use slip stitches to go around here in a circle to strengthen where I attached it. And this doesn't have to be an exact circle. I know mine's not going to be. Just as long as it's a roundish shape that helps it hold. So again, I'm just going to go in, wrap it around, and then pull through it. And now I'm going to go into the next one and do the same. Now with my circle, I came in on this side, so I'm going to try to go out right next, in the stitch right next to that one. And this is what your circle will look like from the other side. A bunch of V's shaped like a circle. But on the other side, it's just a bunch of dashes. And that's just what your slip stitch is going to turn out to look like. So now it's time to go back up the strap and add our third row. But instead of going into the side with the V's, like we usually do, we're going to go into our chain stitch. So what I'm going to do is I've stuck my hook into the stitch right next to the one I started the circle on. And now I'm going to stick my hook through the stitch that the strap, through the stitch that's the first stitch of the strap. So I'm just going to wrap the yarn around my hook, and I'm going to pull through everything. And I'm just going to go into the next stitch, which is right here. And then I'm going to start doing single stitches. So wrap the yarn around, yarn over again, and pull through both ends. Yarn over, pull through the one loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And I'm going to keep doing this until I get to the other end of my strap. When you finish the third row of your carrying strap, it should look something like this. But we've still got to attach the other end, because you can't carry it around very well with only one end attached. So the first one, I put in this stitch mode that was right next to the end. So I'm going to put the other side in the mug stitch adjacent to that one. And then I'm basically just going to do the same thing. Go into the stitch, and then make slip stitches to attach it. So again, your circle should look something like this on the one side with the lines, and like this on the other side with V shapes. So how I'm going to finish this one off is I'm going to go into this stitch right next to the one I started attaching it in and finish it off. And what I'm going to do is go into this corner of the strap, because it's a lot more sturdy with two corners attached than it would be with one. And I'm going to do one last slip stitch. Yarn over and pull everything through. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach the bag from the ball of yarn, and then I'm going to weave it in like we wove in the end. So once the ball of yarn is attached, all we're going to do is grab the end of the strip and pull it through the loop that was on a hook to make a knot. And then we're just going to even and weave out the end of the strand. And now that we've tied off and woven in the end, our carrying strap is done. So now that the carrying strap is finished, it's time to start on the tying straps. Since the carrying strap is using the two mug stitches on the one side of the bedroll, the two tying straps need to be on the other two mug stitches opposite that. And I've already done one to show how it looks, but the two are exactly the same, and they're made exactly the same way. But one of the important things to note about the tying strap is that when you make it long enough to go around the bedroll while it's rolled up, with around 6 or so extra inches, so that way it can be tied properly, and it doesn't unroll while you're carrying it. Let's get started. Unlike the carrying strap, the two tying straps are started off the bedroll. So to start it, I'm going to go into one of my remaining marked stitches, and then take my thong here, and just loop it on the hook, and pull it through the marked stitch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making a chain of stitches that's going to be long enough to wrap around the bedroll with extra left to tie over. So now that the first row of the tying strap is long enough, it's time to go on to the second row. And we're going to do that the same way we've done it for the bedroll. Add a turning stitch, and undo the stitch, and keep doing single stitches until we get to what's almost the beginning of the first row. Just keep going in the hole, yarning over, pulling through the stitch, yarning over, and pulling through both loops. I'm now almost at the end of the second row of the tying strap, and once you're there, all you have to do is secure it, and then you're done. Pretty simple, actually. So now I'm at the very last stitch of my tying strap, and I'm going to secure it the same way the carrying strap was secured. Which is I'm going to go down, I'm going to go into that marked stitch, yarn over, pull through everything, and then keep going in slip stitches around in a circle until it's secure. And I'm going to finish the circle up in the stitch right next to the marked stitch. And I'm going to also attach it to the strap, because like I said earlier, attaching it in 2 points, it makes it stronger than just attaching it by 1 point. And I'm going to do one last slip stitch. But this knot's a little close, so I'm going to untie the ball of yarn at this knot. And
and then I'm just going to pull the end of the fern through here to create a knot, and then I'm going to weave in the end. And then your tying strap is finished.